Hello and welcome back to our Reaper tutorials. There's already one tutorial on our channel about the export from AAF, so from a picture editing software like Premiere Pro and back into Reaper using Vordio software which converts my AAF to a Reaper file, including the whole timeline and the audio items used in this session. What we found out is that when we export an AAF from Premiere, then it appears in Reaper in that way. So my stereo files, which I have in my session, for example here, that's a stereo file on a stereo track, appears in my Reaper session as two mono files on two single tracks. This is not very useful since I need to use the panning like I did here. So I put one track to 100% left, the other one to 100% right. And then I did a folder track in which like these two are running. This is quite unhandy since I need to edit twice all the time, or I need to group my files, so form a group out of the two, which of course it's possible, but when you have like, I don't know, 100 items on 20 tracks in the AAF, this is not very handy. So we have a new workflow for this topic. What we do is we need to make sure that stereo files are already on stereo tracks. In this case, we have two mono tracks, so two lav mics the artist was wearing during the shoot, and one stereo file consisting of a stereo mic in the room. That's the stereo file. And that's one mono lav mic. That's the other one. So we had two with two different mic presettings, so we could switch between the two. Now I'm gonna export this whole timeline as an Final Cut Pro XML. And this Final Cut Pro XML goes into my folder. It's gonna export it. And then I'm opening up Vordio, and I use Vordio to convert my XML to a Reaper file. So I can simply drag and drop now my XML. Place it here. I need to specify where my files are. That's it. Then I go to my input settings, Final Cut Pro XML, and I want to make sure, this is it, that I tick this box, recombine multi-channel items, so it will recombine the two left and right files to an interleaved stereo file, and then it appears as a stereo file in my Reaper. I go to the output, I choose where my output should go, and of course I want it here. Output to Reaper, for example. Now I go to convert. It starts converting. Here you see the complete. Now it's done, huh? It's all complete. I switch back to the Finder. I'm gonna check what I have here. And I have the Reaper file plus my audio files, the converted ones. So I can open up this session. It rebuilds the peaks, and compared to my version made with AAF, these two channels, the left and right of my stereo, appears as a stereo file in my Reaper. That's very handy, so please, when you have a timeline you need to export from Premiere, use the XML workflow, export it as an XML, then go into the Vordio software, which is on all the computers in the studios, so in the editing rooms and the big studio and the small studio. You can export the XML, open it up in Vordio, then convert it to a Reaper session, and you will have all the stereo files as stereo files in your session. Have fun with Reaper, and goodbye.